and thank you for joining us. Will you please stand for the presentation of colors?
Color guard, advance the colors. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Scout salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard, post the colors. Scouts and Scouters, please join me in the Scout Law. A Scout is
Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
2. Color guard dismissed.
Hello again. My name is Jaden Walsh. Please be seated. Alright, hello again. My name is Jaden Walsh, and I'm the Senior Patrol Leader for Troop 97. It is my pleasure to welcome our Scouts, families, and the Ivyland New Church, and the Ivyland family and honored guests to the Troop 97 Eagle Scout Court of Honor. Today's ceremony is being live streamed for those family members who could not attend in person. Please let me introduce Liam Mohan, himself an Eagle Scout candidate and who is also a friend of Benjamin Evans's, for this Eagle Scout Court of Honor.
This thing on? All right. Hello. As Jaden mentioned, my name's Liam. I'm happy to be here for my friend's Eagle Scout Court of Honor. I hope that this is a day that he remembers for a really long time. While Benjamin has reached the highest honor in scouting, it is important for us to all remember that while Eagles are strong, they don't fly alone. I would like to invite all Eagle Scouts to stand at this time. All right. Can we give a hand up? Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce the troop's chaplain aide, Robert Osplund, who will lead us in our invocation.
Hello. Oh. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together here. Help today be a reminder of knowing what scouting means. A group of people who come together so that we can go above and beyond what we would do just by ourselves. The Lord has been with us through this all. Thank you, Lord, for giving Benjamin the ideas, strength, knowledge, and the truth that will help him the rest of his life. Leave us knowing with a capital K that it is worth connecting for a common good cause. Amen.
I would now like to invite up our Voice of the Eagles ceremony, Mr. Keys, and light the candles because we apparently forgot to do that.
Scout candidate Benjamin Evans, please come forward. This is the voice of the eagle, the eagles whose height you have struggled hard to reach. We remember well when you first came to the base of the cliff, and how you looked up with ambition and determination. Look back for a moment down the cliff you have climbed, at the experiences you have encountered and in your ascent. These experiences should not be forgotten. You should profit by making sure adverse experiences do not occur again. Experience is a valuable teacher if you heed its teachings. We remember you took the first step upon the trail that led upward. With that first step, you began to grow physically, mentally, morally. You started living the Scout oath and law. All the while you were on the trail, we watched you study and we saw you learn by doing. Upon joining, you were only a scout. So who is the scout stepping forward? At this time, you began working hard on your requirements to reach tenderfoot rank, the first ledge on the trail to Eagle. Before long, your fellow scouts were calling you a tenderfoot, and they were right. You indeed were a tenderfoot. Soon you reached the second ledge. There you were greeted by a large group of second-class scouts. Some, like you, stopped to catch their breath before continuing along the trail. You began to study more, you worked harder, and almost before you knew it, you came to another ledge, the ledge where the first-class scout dwells. There you found a tempting green meadow by a crystal-clear stream bathed in sun. You were tempted to remain there. You could have remained there to live a first-class scout in glory, but your ambition spurred you on. We remember your advancement to Star Scout. The trail to first class to star rank was not as difficult as it had seemed. This spurred you on. Again, you climbed higher. The trail was steeper and less worn. Fewer scouts seemed to be headed in your direction. You looked down and saw crowds below you. You looked up and saw a few above you. And with the same determination with which you started your climb, you continued up the trail. Soon you earned the rank of life rank, or the badge of life. The heart badge was placed on your uniform. You will never forget your thoughts at that moment. This feeling has been experienced by all scouts on reaching the ledge of Life Scout. The trail became tougher but more interesting. The original principles, the Scout Oath and Law, now had a fuller meaning. Your understanding of them was deeper. And yes, we watched your character unfold and become more positive. We watched your leadership expand into a valuable asset. We have watched your mind develop and your wisdom increase. We have watched all of these things in you. And now that you are at the threshold of your goal, we welcome you. For you have done your climbing like a true scout manner. This is the voice of the eagle.
The Eagle Scout Award has been awarded to Scouts since the year 1912. In those 111 years, more than 2.7 million Scouts have earned the highest rank. In the last decade, around 5% of Scouts have earned Eagle. Every year, Eagle Scout projects contribute around 8 million volunteer hours to communities, but of course their real value is beyond just the time spent. Many accomplished people have earned the Eagle Scout rank, including one president, being Gerald Ford, 4 Nobel Prize laureates, and over 40 astronauts. Scouts who have earned Eagle are sought out by college admissions staff and are eligible for Eagle Scout-only college scholarships. Each branch of the military allows Eagle Scouts to enter at a higher rank and pay grade than others who are not Eagle Scouts. Many employment recruiters look for Eagle Scout on a resume and the positive traits that the achievement represents. Please welcome to the stage our esteemed senior patrol leader, once again, Jaden Walsh, and the Scout Master, Mr. Andrew McMacken, to share what it takes to achieve the Eagle rank.
The presentation of the Eagle Scout badge is an important and serious event. The climax and the goal for which the Scout has worked many years, an occasion for pride and joy, a time for serious contemplation. It is the culmination of efforts of the various leaders during Benjamin's scouting career. The Eagle Scout Award is the highest and most coveted rank in scouting, the last major step in the advancement of the program. At this point, we trust you have achieved our purposes in the building of character, training of leadership, and the practice of serving.
The requirements for Eagle Scout rank are as follows. Be active in your troop and patrol for at least 6 months as a Life Scout. Demonstrate Scout spirit by living the Scout oath and law in your everyday life. Earn 21 merit badges, including the 13 that are required, including first aid, citizenship in the community, nation, and world, cooking, environmental science, camping, and much others. Serve actively in a position of responsibility for a period of 6 months after becoming a Life Scout. Plan, develop, and lead others in carrying out a service project worthy of an Eagle Scout. Take part in a Scoutmaster conference, and appear before a board of review of prominent people and satisfy them that you have done your best and to understand and live up to the Scout oath and law in all ways, qualify for the Eagle Scout Award.
Careful examination has been made by the court as to the qualifications of this application for the Eagle Scout Award. Proficiency in the various crafts and skills prescribed for the Eagle Scout rank has been checked, and the records of merit badges earned by Benjamin have been approved and certified by the counselors appointed to the court. The candidate has demonstrated his capacity and willingness to exert leadership in the activities and the constructive and worthwhile in this community. The record has been checked in the troop leadership, school affairs, and other fields of work and service. He has demonstrated loyalty and duty to God and country. We believe that he is qualified to receive the rank of Eagle Scout.
This is the voice of the Eagle. I speak for the Eagle Scouts of this council. We challenge Benjamin to accept the responsibilities as well as the honor of the Eagle Scout Award. These responsibilities are as follows. The Eagle Scout is to live with honor. Their honor is sacred. It is a foundation of all character. The Eagle Scout will live so that they reflect credit upon their home, place of worship, school, friends, and self. May the white of the badge remind you to live with honor. The Eagle Scout is to be loyal. To thine own self be true, and it must follow as the day, the night. You cannot then be false to any person. Neither pain nor profit, pride nor personal loss shall sway your loyalty. The blue on your badge is the emblem of loyalty. The Scout is to be courageous. Courage gives all character, force, and strength. With trust in God and faith in their fellow man, they face each day unafraid and seeks their share of the world's work to do. Let the red of your badge remind you of courage. Finally, an Eagle Scout is service-oriented. Extend a helping hand to those who toil along the scouting trail you have completed, just as others have aided you. The daily good turn must take a new meaning and better the life pattern of service. Protect and defend the weak, helpless, comfort the unfortunate and oppressed. Uphold the rights of others as well as your own. Remember, real leadership is founded upon real service.
Benjamin, in recognition of these obligations, I ask you to reaffirm the Scout Oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
All right, so this is the point where we go off script and I wrote something here. Benjamin, congratulations on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. This rank represents the culmination of years of hard work and dedication to a task that fewer than 6 in 100 achieve. Please know that on behalf of the adult leaders and the troop committee, we want to say how very proud we are of you. It has been my pleasure to work with you as a leader in Troop 97 for the past 3 years, watching as you came out of your shell to be a patrol leader, even if it took a little convincing. When you took the bull by the horns as the senior patrol leader, we both learned a lot that year. And finally, working with our new Scouts Patrol, you showed them how to use the patrol method on trips and in their meetings. Whenever something was needed and I needed it to get done, I knew that I could count on you to accomplish it. The ultimate measure of a leader is not where they stand in moments of comfort and convenience, but where they stand in times of challenge and controversy. Martin Luther King Jr. During your tenure as senior patrol leader, you had to deal with the pandemic. In addition to being new to the role of senior patrol leader, you had to contend with new requirements imposed to keep everyone safe. But the troop needed to continue to hold the weekly meetings, so you moved them outside, something which we still do to this day. And we had to be physically distanced. Thankfully, that's no longer a requirement. You even managed to hold every planned trip that year, even if some of the locations and activities needed to be changed. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The leader adjusts the sails. John C. Maxwell. You certainly adjusted your share of sails that year. And finally, thanks to you, you showed me what a great and rewarding experience it is being an adult leader in the Boy Scouts of America. Watching you receive your Eagle truly makes the hours of planning, nights away from home, and hours of driving worth the effort. I will always be left with great memories of melted boots, campfire fellowship, and Trop 97 spirit. Here's a small gift of scouting spirit from our trip to Treasure Island earlier this year. The Friends of Treasure Island also sent you some of these ashes, but I'm going to talk about what that is. These are ashes taken from a campfire and sprinkled into the flames of the next campfire you go to. The next morning, when the ashes are cold, they are stirred, and each scout may take some along with them and mix them into the next campfire with the dates and places of all the campfires that these ashes have been in recorded and passed on. It's a tradition that only those present carry away ashes from the ceremony, and since we were both at that campfire, it's appropriate that I can pass these ashes on to you. These ashes have been carried by scouts from around the world since 1907, over 3,000 different campfires across more than 30 countries and 6 continents. From traveling to space on Apollo 15 mission to the hands of Lord Robert Baden-Powell, his wife, his granddaughter, let these campfire ashes represent the hundreds of thousands of scouts who have made a positive difference in our world. May they continue to provide scout spirit and remind you of the difference you are capable of making in the world. Eagle Scout applicant, please escort your parents to the stage.
Benjamin, we now proclaim to all the world your accomplishments. The symbol of your success is the Eagle Scout badge, neckerchief, and medal. All right, and if you could please pin the medal on your son. Eagle Scout, I can call you that now. In recognition of the wisdom and guidance given by your father, please present him this Eagle Dad pin, which he will wear proudly in your honor. All right. And now, also in recognition of the many hours of patient guidance given by her in your efforts, will you pin the Eagle Mother's pin over your mother's heart? All right. Here is your Eagle Scout patch. Also in here is a mentor pin. You can give that to anyone who you feel inspired you on your trail to Eagle.
Thank you.
Congratulations again. In addition to earning Eagle Scout, Benjamin also completed quite a few other merit badges along the way. Earning himself both a gold or a bronze and a gold palm, which get affixed to his Eagle medal. Dad, if you would like to pin those on.
There's a very strong voice in the back of the chapel that has a lot of these pins on it that I hope to catch up to him someday. All right, there you go. Awesome.
All right, Mr. and Dr. Evans.
All right.
Want me to start?
Yeah.
I'm just so proud of you, Benjamin. I didn't ever think that I would see you get this far in life, and it's just incredible. Your persistence, your kindness, your caringness. You're an incredible human being, and I'm so proud of you.
Gonna make me cry, Mom?
You're supposed to.
It's only 7 pages. All right, so 10 years from being a Cub Scout through Weeblo's Arrow of Light, joining the troop, wondering why you were staying in the Scouts, finding out why you were staying in the Scouts, meeting some Eagle Scouts at a court of honor, I had them pull you aside. I said, "Hey, not sure Benjamin's all in." They said, "Don't worry, we'll got it." They pulled him aside. Next thing I know, he's senior patrol leader, running the troop. Super proud. If you look back, you sold thousands of dollars of popcorn. You had lots of fun with your den mates. Liam and you were you and Liam were the last ones that crossed over from your original den. Super proud of you guys. When you were a scout, over 7 years of meetings, over nearly 70 campouts, 6 weeks at summer camp, and a whole smattering of other events, including lots around the community. You were serving the community by putting flags up at 4th of July, doing penny pack cleanups, all sorts of other events around the community, pancake breakfasts, spaghetti dinners. Obviously in the slideshow you had a pancake breakfast picture, lots of fun. I know you scouts have all done that. Hope you're having fun too. And of course, a lot of different skills along the way. 32 merit badges is a lot. I squeezed by, you blew me away. So congratulations on your palms. That's an amazing achievement. And I know from the experience that you did as a leader in the troop and all of your merit badges and your events, NYLT and Order of the Arrow, that it's an amazing 10 years. Super proud of you. So this part I'll actually read. I'll go out on a limb and say though, potentially the most ambitious and rewarding single event in your scouting career was last year's Philmont expedition to Cimarron, New Mexico. I had the privilege of being in the crew that you were leading, that you stepped up to when you were asked to lead, and you did. And you weren't only a strong member, but you were appreciated as the crew leader. You kept us going even when some of us had large blisters or knees that weren't acting all that well, and you got us up and down those hills. So 10 nights, 70 miles plus 11,000 feet in elevation, up and down ravines, heat of the day, and afternoon rainstorms. It was beautiful. It was challenging and moving, but one highlight for me was standing on top of Mount Baldy, 12,441 feet, and enjoying a spectacular view and getting to hug you. So thank you for that, and congratulations. I only want to say one more thing, which is to the scouts in the troop that have been with Benjamin all these years, thank you guys very much. I'd like to ask you guys to stand up and get a round of applause as well.
Give me a moment to find my place in the script. There we go. I would like to introduce Eagle Scout Mr. Ken York. Mr. York was one of the adults that formed Troop 97 back in 1984 and was the troop's second scoutmaster. Mr. York was a Cub Scout in 1952 and earned his Eagle rank in 1958. And he will now give you the Eagle Scout charge. Round of applause.
Michael did a great job and wrote the whole script for us. It's all planned. A couple notes before I start. Well, first of all, you're not allowed to leave yet. You're stuck here. It just occurred to me at the beginning of the program that my father earned his Eagle Scout 100 years ago this year. And his father was his scoutmaster. So you guys in the troop, you can stay with it. There's a lot going on. It's been my pleasure to be part of Troop 97. When we started it, we didn't know where it was going to go. I don't know how many Eagles we have now, 30, 35, something like that. So it really is my pleasure to be here and be part of this. So here you go. Here's the last part of this. Benjamin, I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader. You've been a leader. Continue to be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and to your fellow man. So live and serve that those who know you will be inspired to finer living. You've done a great job with the troop. Keep it up. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and ability to the common good. You've been doing it. I'll say it again. You can keep doing it for many years. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. And whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record of which every other scout may be fully proud. Now I'm going to ask the Eagles in the room to please stand and join Benjamin in the Eagle Pledge. We get to do this at the Eagle presentations to reaffirm all that we've done and continue to do. Next time around, you get to be part of it out there. Make the Scout sign. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize
I thoughtfully recognize
and take upon myself
and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities
the obligations and responsibilities
of an Eagle Scout.
of an Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training an example
to make my training an example
and my status and my influence
and my status and my influence
count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship
count strongly for better scouting and better citizenship
in my troop,
in my troop,
in my community,
in my community,
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contacts with other people.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Troop. Eagles, please be seated. Congratulations. Thank you.
In our time together, Benjamin and I have been through a lot, to say the absolute least. Between being the only Cubs in Pack 97 by the time we crossed over to the troop, to slowly becoming the oldest members of Troop 97 itself, nothing has quite proven the strength of our connection quite like spending 2 weeks in a tent together on a backpacking trip. Philmont was a truly fantastic experience, and as promised, it tested our integrity. We went in the peak of monsoon season and got drenched from head to toe more times than we could count. We endured a hailstorm in the middle of July, followed by a treacherous hike through the desert heat in a spot with no trees. Our bones ached, we smelled less than pleasant, and we feared for our life during a thunderstorm on the tallest mountain on the ranch. The most important detail for you all to know, however, was that Benjamin was our crew leader. He was 17 years old and willfully carried the responsibility of the safety and the sanity of 10 people for 2 weeks. Being his tent mate, I expected to see the effects of what I thought could only be stress brought in from his responsibility. And yet every morning at 5:15 a.m., after our alarms went off, he greeted each morning with one phrase: "Rise and grind," before practically leaping out of his sleeping bag and beginning to pack up his gear while I was still only about 20% awake. Those who know Benjamin know that this is a perfect reflection of his outlook on life. He greets every day with determination, strength, integrity, and somehow enough charisma and positive guidance to keep a crew of 10 people from driving each other completely insane. Our next 3 speakers are the Assistant Scoutmaster, Eric Rude, who will read a few congratulatory greetings, Reverend Ryan Sandstrom with a short message, and Derek Smith, Ivyland Board of Directors member, who will do a short presentation. First off, Mr. Eric Rude. Round of applause.
It's my honor to read some words that others have written about Benjamin, but first I'm going to steal the spotlight for a minute and offer my personal congratulations. This is a letter from the Honorable Robert Casey, United States Senator from Pennsylvania. Dear Benjamin, it gives me great pleasure to join with your family and friends in congratulating you on the occasion of receiving the Eagle Scout Award, the highest award a Boy Scout can achieve. You can take great pride in your accomplishment. It signifies many years of hard work, devotion to community, leadership, and personal integrity. I know your entire family is very proud of you. I commend you on this outstanding honor, and I know you will continue in this fine tradition of service in the years ahead. This is a letter to Benjamin from Mike Rowe, television personality, the Dirty Jobs guy. Among other things, he says, Benjamin, it was your father who wrote your name in the blanks, and it is your parents who are deeply proud of what you've accomplished this day, as they should be. The Eagle Award is still a big deal, and congratulations are most definitely in order. However, the only message I can offer a young scout I've never actually met is the same advice I received from my dad moments after I received this same honor. Don't get cocky. Contrary to what many have told you, Benjamin, this award will not change the way people look at you. I'm sorry, but it's true. We now live in a world where everyone seems to get some sort of trophy, and the majority of Americans simply have no idea how difficult or special your accomplishment truly is. But that's not a fact worth bemoaning, because the truth is, the Eagle Award comes with no magic power or influence. It's simply a recognition of what you have accomplished so far. And while it's true that many Eagle Scouts have gone on to do great things in life, it's also true that many others have not. Do me a favor, Benjamin, don't be that person. Don't wait for the world to acknowledge your accomplishments. Roll up your sleeves, get out in the world, and put what you've learned to use. And finally, I have a note from Benjamin's great aunt, Jackie Johns. Please convey our sincerest congratulations on carrying out the work to achieve this honor. Your life is built on the choices you make, and you are building a great foundation for your future to come.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Ryan. I'm the pastor of the Ivyland Church here, and I just say this first on behalf of the church that we are honored to open our doors for you all here today as we mark this very special occasion for Benjamin. And I just want to also say, if you like being here, we're open every day of the week, so please feel free to come back. We'd love to see you. Mr. Evans asked me to say a couple of things here today, and he told me to make this my own, do it my way. And he also said, use props. Here's my prop. Would you mind holding this for a second? Of course, thank you. So in all our past Scout Sunday services that we've had here before, I always try to make a point to say or to highlight how many of the virtues and life skills that Scouts have to offer that are pretty much in complete alignment with the way of life our religion teaches. And that's all about service, humility, respect, self-improvement, while loving the Lord and loving the neighbor. Today you have seen how Benjamin has clearly demonstrated and exemplified this alignment of core values in Scouting, and thus what is called the worship of life, that the heavenly doctrine describe. I'll just read one line here from the Apocalypse Explained. It says, "True worship consists in a life according to the Lord's commandments, and to do the Lord's commandments is to love him." All of us here at Ivyland have enjoyed having the Evans family with us for how many years now?
He was 1.5 when we started.
Okay, so before all of your kids were born, in other words. So that's a very long, good time. We got to watch Benjamin along with his brothers grow through the years. And Benjamin would be quite active in Sunday school and in the preteen group back when we had it. And when he was a little older, he volunteered a few times for our various blood drives here. Just last spring, he really impressed us all with his remarkable work in providing this brand new playground fence that you see outside. And what was really impressive about that was not only the quality fence that he gave us, but seeing his exceptional leadership throughout the entirety of the project. He not only organized work days and showed volunteers what to do, he worked closely with our own board making calls. And he planned everything so precisely that everything happened pretty much flawlessly according to plan. And as you know, it takes a lot of skill to pull that off. Now, as you know, this is really just one of many other things about Benjamin, all of which clearly demonstrate and define his genuine character. And I'll just say that with all that he has accomplished so far, with so many achievements and outstanding work, which you can see in your program, more than many older people have done, I say Benjamin is pretty much ready to retire now. But we here at Ivyland are extremely proud of you, so congratulations.
My name is Derek Smith, and as Ryan said, I'm a representative of the Ivyland Board. And I'm going to start out by presenting, as Ryan mentioned, a plaque to Benjamin on behalf of the Ivyland Board that we'll put on the fence. And it says, "It's the Eagle Scout project. The playground fence was installed by Benjamin R. Evans, Troop 97, Bernathen, in spring of 2022. So we'll start with that. So thank you very much. So yeah, as Ryan said, I was the person that unfortunately raised my hand and said, I'll help and mentor Benjamin for the Eagle Scout project. But to say it called a mentor is definitely a misnomer, as I found out pretty quickly. It ended up being more of a peer relationship, and it's representative of how mature all these processes and the merit badges that you acquire and the how-tos that you learn throughout the Eagle project that made it a joy to work with on this project. It was so easy that as a peer of us, if someone came to me as an adult, it was very easy for me to just say, I don't know, go ask Benjamin. And I could shirk that responsibility over to him without having to worry about it. And I think, again, all these years that go into earning these badges and learning all this knowledge and culminating in this amazing project. And it's not just the tangible project that we produced. He brought together a community of people, not just the scouts that came and volunteered at Ivyland, but the community itself, all of our volunteers in the congregation that loved coming to help dig holes or that loved coming to help provide food for all the workers. So that kind of community in our congregation is something that's always refreshing, and to have that experience for us, for Ivyland, and for everyone involved was a real joy. So on behalf of Ivyland, again, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to come together as a community outside of us and inside. So thank you very much.
There's tons more words that we could say about Benjamin, but I don't think they mean quite as much if we don't hear words from the horse's, or I guess in this case, the eagle's mouth. I don't think either of those are good options, though, as they would probably beg more questions like, why is there a horse on stage and why can it speak? So I think I'd rather just invite up Benjamin himself.
There we go. There it is. Hello, everyone. Thanks all for coming, and thanks for everyone who gave those wonderful speeches. They were written quite well, so that might be a bit hard to top, unfortunately, going last, but, thank you. That was great. The effects of Eagle Scouts have been around me ever since I had first joined Scouting. Projects around the community have brightened up everyday life with everything from benches to bridges and everything in between. Those Scouts who came before me lay the groundwork for inspiring generations of Scouts after them, including me. And a couple of years after I joined our troop, I knew I wanted to join their ranks. To me, the Scouting journey to Eagle represents two things: your own personal development and growth, and your personal outward impact on your community and on Scouting. The requirements to Eagle guide you towards both of these things. After a few years in the troop, it was time for me to step up to become a patrol leader. It definitely took some convincing, as Mr. McMacken said earlier, but I eventually went for it, and it was a great experience. Me and the Very Epics, as our patrol is called, were a cohesive group during our events and competitions. The year after that, it was time for me to take on SPL, or Senior Patrol Leader, and as the older part of the troop was heading off. Good news for me was my patrol leaders were competent Scouts themselves, so it rarely took more than a simple request to get things done while on campouts and meetings and the like. Now, what's great about the Scouting program is that as you learn things every year and the basics become second nature, you're able to enjoy the experiences that you have that much more. Take cold weather camping, for example. As a first or second year Scout, I didn't have much of a handle on how to layer clothing effectively, and the gear I did have, I didn't know how to use well because I didn't have much experience using it. What was really nice was when I reached the age that I stopped getting much taller, I was now able to use the same gear over and over every year, so I started getting the ins and outs of how to use my various backpacks and shoes and windbreakers and sweatshirts and pants to their fullest potential. Another great thing about Scouting is the troop typically went on similar styles of trips every year. Like most years, we'd do a cold weather trip, every year we'd do guns and gourmet, and every year we'd go hiking somewhere. So can you roll to the next slide? I have some pictures. Thank you. So here's me in 2016 at the district Klondike. So this is an event where you go around to different stations with a sled typically, and you do things in the snow. It's fun. But you see me over there. I'm not the happiest person in the world because my feet were freezing off because I was a brand new Scout. Now roll to the next slide. Boom, there we go. So now this is our troop going out ice fishing. Now you can see in the picture here, I'm actually a lot warmer because, anyways, you get the point. So yeah, this is actually an awesome trip, and you guys who went on that, I'm sure probably agree, unless you were one of the ones who were freezing. Oh, even the ones who were freezing probably had a good time. I don't know, ask them later. Yeah, it's fun. So let's go to the next comparison. So like I was saying, similar trips every year. Here's us hiking in a bunch of different years. A lot of this was preparation for Philmont. Here's our troop at the Appalachian Trail in Stoke State Forest and at French Creek. Every year, take out the bags, go on a trek, and learn a little bit more how to use your gear and how to work as a team. Now go to the next slide. All of that culminates in our amazing Philmont trek last year during the summer. Me and my crew of trusty Scouts from 97 and 404 summited Mount Baldy, as you can see in the picture on the left there. And it was an amazing experience. Hiking out with our crew was such a crazy, cool way to bond because, the stakes aren't incredibly high, but there is a bit of pressure because you got to get places and there's things you got to do, and you are in the wilderness. So, yeah. Just like these trips, how you learn every year over year, going on the same trips, using your gear, figuring out how it works, I think leadership in the troop and in Scouting works the same way. Each year you can become a patrol leader or become senior patrol leader, take on a different role, and each year you learn better how to lead and guide scouts in the troop as you gain that experience. The value that scouting brings to the young people that participate in it is truly immense. The skills and personal values that are developed in each scout is an amazing foundation that can be built on for the rest of their lives, whether or not they continue their journey with scouting. When I was a young scout in the troop, I saw Eagle as the finish line, the last rank, and then I'm done. Now, I can see it's more like a starting line. Everything I've learned while earning Eagle are tools I can use for the rest of my life, and they will allow me to give back to scouting, allowing more youth to have the opportunities for personal growth and community impact that I did. So thank you to all the parents, scoutmasters, assistant scoutmasters, friends, family, and teachers who have helped me succeed. I now have everything I need to give back to scouting and to the community thanks to your efforts.
I could come up here again and tell you tons of stories about, heaving bear bags into trees, but I would like to invite you all to participate in our reception. So we have, oh no, I completely skipped a section. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I would actually not like to invite you to the reception yet. I would instead like to invite Mr. Sandstrom up to give a benediction. Round of applause, please.
I'm just going to give a standard threefold blessing, so if you don't mind just bowing your heads for a moment. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen. Thank you.
Can anyone guess what I'm here to say? I'll take hands. Anyone? No? Going one? Oh.
Oh, you're going to invite us to the reception.
Yeah. All right. Our reception is, I believe, over in the room to the right. Once you go out the hallway, you are free to pull up, enjoy yourself.
All right, real quick, shout out my dad and my mom for planning this, because I didn't know how cool it was going to be until I just showed up today. So it wasn't in the script, but thank you.
Thank you. The food's in there and pictures are up here.
Hey!
All right.
Can you retire the colors?
We don't always take them back. We sometimes do. Thank you. And now you're on the stage. You gonna get better?
Chet, it's your lucky day.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a
Hasn't been
Hello?
sent from